So given the relative success of the previous video, I thought that what it would be nice for us to do is to go and have a look at some British supermarket reviews to remain unbiased. Given that these won't be machine translated, this is just going to be pure unrefined Britishness. Let me say this, having already made the video and I'm recording this after the fact, British people are something else. Also, I don't plan on making my whole channel just Google review readings. I don't know how much there is in this. Sounds a bit limiting, so we'll see. Guy with brown, short, curly hair, possibly in his 40s. One of the most ignorant people that I've ever witnessed, and that's based on going in very regularly. Quite disgusting, really. If you're reading this, have a word with yourself and try and maybe do something with your life. Asked me for my ID when I'm nearly 29. Ridiculous. Entitled idiot. You work in a Tesco Express, for God's sake. Racist, hostile, unfriendly staff calling Asian customer, codename Yellow. I can definitely see a British person doing that, especially an older man. I would have put 0 stars if I could. I'm a mobile mechanic that was there to fix a car for my customer a few weeks ago to get the car moved off their car park and could clearly see I was mobile mechanic as I was fixing the car under their camera, but today I received a fine through the door when I was sorting the car to get it off their car park. What a joke. Antico knew the car had broke down and there was a mobile mechanic on their way to fix it. Money-making scammers! I will never be coming back to this store again to shop or to remove a broken-down car from your car park messes. What a joke! Policy is that goods cannot be left with a 17-year-old. They are afraid he may stab himself with a cucumber. We'll be making an assertive effort to not use again. Preference is now Asda or Sainsbury's. All plants outside are dying because of a lack of water. Such a waste when you're supposed to be an eco-friendly company. At least £100 worth of plants wasted. No need. Somebody isn't doing their duty of care. Appalling. You give it a 1 star because of some dead plants. I'm checking the plants. Where are the dead plants? These plants? These plants? Those plants look alive to me. There's a rather random assortment of plants just outside. Just go to the garden centre at this point. Staff are brilliant. Store is good. The car park lets it down. A 24-hour store not having working lights in the car park makes no sense. Also, ban the little wardens. Ban the little wardens. They're everywhere. They keep crawling in my exhaust pipe. Ban the litter wardens from your car park like Asda do. Well, what's a litter warden? Are they just coming in saying don't litter? You get a 1 star because the car park is bad. You're like, oh, this store, perfect. I came in here with my pregnant wife because we couldn't afford to go to the hospital by bus, and the staff just birthed my child right there and then. But the car park, abysmal. There's little wardens getting in everything. Can't comment on the store, but Petrol station is staffed by very rude and inconsiderate staff who just sit chatting amongst themselves most of the time. Does this person know that the Petrol station has a separate review? You could do this. You could review the Petrol station separately. Expensive, hard to use. I've never used a petrol station, can't drive, but is this hard to use? I can't imagine this has changed much in the past, 5 years. What do you mean hard to use? Filling up, 1 star. Cheeky buggers charged me £1 to pay at the pump. Grrr. It's the petrol station. Where's Penistone? There it is. Just been in today and the person that served my shopping, very strange. My wife put my shopping on and the till person threw my shopping down the belt so I could pack them in my bags and then telling me very hanger, stay away, stand over there, I will never use us. Sorry, that's Tesco. That's terrible, I can't breathe. Full stop, man. I will ne'er us that Tesco again and will tell all my friends and my experience. Big sign next to Kit Kat 9-pack milk £1.50. charged £2, got 50p refund at customer services, but how many customers have been or are being overcharged? More profit for Tesco's. No apology, no promise to change signage/price. The management of Tesco's Penistone is poor at best. What are you complaining about? It's like a simple mistake, and you give it a 1. I was overcharged for Kit Kats, 1 star. Like, what? This is a government conspiracy to make Tesco as profitable as possible. 50p additional charged on my pack of Kit Kats. Also, I'm looking at Tesco a lot. I do not like that people say Tesco's. It's Tesco. The plural and singular of Tesco is Tesco. It's like a sheep. Queuing outside in rain, queuing inside in store. Expect to be hot under collar after your visit. Don't visit when it's raining or busy. Sorry, are you getting horny at the Tesco? Oh, the self-service checkout really gets me going. Love the way that the lady comes over and has to scan my club card for me when I can't do it right. Your grapes run around inside me. I've never felt so sick. Expensive. Thurgoland? Absolutely terrible queue up for 10 minutes with 1 pack of bacon, and the short-haired lady serving goes and sells it to the customer in front of me, even though I'd put a divider on the belt. Absolute joke. Won't be going in again. You had 1 minor experience and you give it a 1 star and say that's it. I'm considering this place dead to me. As far as I'm aware, this place doesn't exist anymore. Primark's not a supermarket, but I want to know what the reviews are for that. 1909, 23, the blonde lady who was on fitting room don't know how to speaky with customer. Sounds like you don't know how to speaky with words. Like hell on earth, they need to have a bar so the men can't wait whilst kids' other half dies the shopping. Bad place, no variety, couldn't find something that looks nice. 1 star. Went to the wrong shop, basically. Possibly the worst place on earth. After shopping in there with wife and daughter, I'm glad that clothes get made in sweatshop. The pain it causes me, thanks not. What does that even mean? What on earth do you mean? That means nothing. You have said, I'm glad that slaves exist. I had a bad time. In fact, I think that they should have more slaves. Get the children involved. They're already in. Have the children do it. Their tiny fingers work the machines well. I want to have a terrible time at Primark. Get the children working. I want the little Indian boys to start making my clothes more. Bring them in. Show me the Indian boy. I want to see him. You there, little boy. You make terrible clothing. Alright, that's enough of Primark. Cheese was £2, now £3.40. Basic socks were £2.50, now £4. Basic toilet rolls are more expensive in a 9-pack per roll than a 4-pack. Best of all, they put the Kit Kats up and then price locked them to save you money. I'm out. COVID and the cost of living crisis was an irresistible opportunity to do over the general public. You go. You make a stand in the Sainsbury's comment section on Google reviews. Probably chose a bad day. Chaos as no card payment was possible. Their system was down. Fortunately, I did have cash on me to pay for the goods. However, others did not. Should have been a gratis sale to avoid the chaos. But then, all the mainstream supermarkets are driven by profit and greed. Out of nowhere, it's like, there's having a bit of technical issues. Anyway, have you considered eating the rich? 33 years old, receding airline, face full of air, and I couldn't buy my infant sunk cowpole because I didn't have ID on me. If that were alcohol, I could understand, but for children's medicine, I'm sure most parents can understand how angry they would make them feel when their children is at home throwing up. I know you're salty that you've lost your hair, but the people who work at Tesco or Sainsbury's or Asda or wherever, they do have a job to do, and if that involves having to ID people and buying medicine, they're going to do that. They're not doing it because they want your child to die. They're not like, if I, not standing behind the counter, rubbing their hands together, saying, I'm going to make him wait. Please, hand me your ID. Yes, every moment that you're giving me your ID, your child is getting sicker and sicker and going to die soon. It's like, no, they've got a job to do. I'm sorry that it's a mild inconvenience, and your child is filling the house as we speak. Oh, not good. Oh, rude staff. I had to enter this hive of scum and villainy to get to the Argos now inside. Make sure you clutch your purse close and keep your eyes open. It's always 50% chance of a mugging. Store stinks. Security can't catch a code, let alone the smack rats that raid the steak aisle daily. Sorry, Argos, one less customer due to being inside this horror show. So dramatic.
Paul, we wanted to buy a Gruffalo costume for our grandson. However, this did not scan at the checkout. A very rude assistant came across and took the item off the checkout assistant and walked away. I asked if we could purchase it and she rudely said no. The worst customer service I have had, and a very unhappy grandson. Please respond.
What do you mean respond? You didn't ask a question. I'm not going to show her profile picture, but her profile picture is exactly what you'd expect someone to, where it's like this. Simple order of tea and toast. Service was painfully slow. The tea arrived lukewarm. The toast arrived 10 minutes later, which was cold on arrival. The tea had not surprisingly gone cold by the time the toast arrived. The absolute disgusting smell of the sewage on entering the store was obvious and clearly been there a long time from previous reviews from others. Will not be visiting again. So that's perfectly valid. What isn't valid is you walked in, smelt sewage and didn't leave. You walked in, went, I can smell and decided that this is somewhere you want to eat. Not only that, you then proceeded to order tea and toast, which took a while to get to you, which I'd understand is annoying. That's fair. Can't take that long to make toast and tea. But you got the tea and then what, you just sat there and waited to the toast? I cannot drink the tea until I have had my toast. Are you stupid? Are you mad? No, I eat my toast before I drink my tea. Visit about 6:40 p.m. and my impression of the refurbished store is poor. No small trolleys available as they were all in the car park. The new hot food counters looked a sad selection. Stood in front for a while with a young lad behind the counter. He clearly knew I was there and I had to interrupt him to be served. And then he told me the counters were closed. He could have told me before. Once again, what are you on about? If you walk up to a counter and it's not open, the guy isn't going to try and serve you because it's not open. And if you're not trying to order, he's not going to tell you it's not open. You have to, until you're like, hey, can I order something? He's not going to think you're trying to order. He's going to be like, well, you're just going to look. I am utterly horrified by the state of the toilets at Sainsbury's. Each of the 4 cubicles was a vile scene straight out of a nightmare. The piles of unflushed poo and heaps of soiled toilet paper were everywhere. The stench was so overpowering it made my stomach churn. I've travelled to across the world countries and never encountered anything as appalling as this. I genuinely fear for the poor souls tasked with cleaning these abominations, if such brave cleaners even exist. To call this an unsanitary disgrace would be an understatement. Avoid these toilets at all costs unless you have an iron stomach and nerves of steel. Well, guys, you have surpassed yourself this time. My wife almost vomited when she left your toilets. Literally on the seats of the 2 open cubicles. Well done. Well, Mr. Maybe your wife should stop on the toilet seat then. Maybe the problem there is that your wife shouldn't on the toilet seat, to be fair. Unfortunately, a staff member followed me because there was cleaning fluid on the cleaning stand but no toweling paper. Staff member told me I wasn't listening to her. I wasn't allowed to get paper from tills. Not been back since. Not my loss. What does that mean? Help me understand. Alright, this has been a sufficient waste of my time. See ya.